Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. It is the final game of the season, and I know it's been a week or so, or not, just under a week since the last episode, and things have changed somewhat. I mean, not massively, but we can still qualify for Europe, because I don't know whether Liverpool or Man United, Arsenal or Man City have actually managed to win the Champions League, or get to the final, or something like that, but it's dropped down to 7th place, so we can still technically get European football. It does still mean we need to get at least a point and hope Southampton lose. No, if a point and Southampton winning is not enough. So if Southampton lose, we'll be guaranteed European football. If Southampton win and we don't win, Southampton will go ahead of us. So we need to beat Leicester in our final game of the season. Obviously, in between episodes, we played 2 more matches. Against Burnley, we were shocking. Beyond shocking, a 3-0 defeat. Charlie Taylor scored an absolute screamer for a left-back. On the volley inside the penalty area, just does a lovely volley, curls it into the back of the net. We lose 3-0 in this one. Against Brighton, I changed it up and I picked players based on form and not ability, which meant our strike partnership was actually David Francis and Rafael Santos-Bor. And David Francis scores us the winner in this one. Leicester City then, today's opponents they're still in a relegation battle. They can technically still go down. I think if things don't go their way, if they lose and Sheffield United and Aston Villa win, they could actually go down. So they've got something to play for. We've got something to play for. It could be an interesting match. It's probably going to be a 0-0 draw. So Frank de Boer is in charge of a Leicester team who are in poor form. We are in fair form. I'm not quite sure how losing 3 on the spin without scoring a single goal is fair form, but fine. This is the problem we've had. We've lost a lot of games, 14 defeats, and a lot of them have been against teams that we should not have been losing to. Leeds United, West Ham, losing to Everton as well, twice losing to Everton, losing 3-0 to Burnley. So we should have been probably winning some more of those games. And if we did, we would have been finishing 5th or 6th. So we've gone back to the vertical tiki-taka. Because I played the Gegenpress for 3 matches in a row and we didn't score a single goal. Kind of went, it's not working as well as I hoped it was. So we've reverted back to the tiki-taka formation. In goal is going to be Freddie Woodman, who has just returned from his injury. A back 3 of John Suter, Tosin and Johnny Panzo. Matthew, Mori and Marlon Charles will be the 2 wing-backs. Shackleton and Willock in the middle of the pitch. It's going to be Jean-Pierre, Rafael Santos-Bor and David Francis as the strikers. I'm picking players on form. That is what I'm doing, particularly for these 3. These 3 players here actually are the highest form of any of our outfield players, really. So I've sorted it by the last 5 games. And yeah, at the top, ignore Valenzuela, Stock, Bamber and Martin, because that's probably for the under-23s. Jean-Pierre is up there. Matty Longstaff is up there, obviously currently suspended. Francis, Bor, Shackleton, all up there. Matthew Mori is up there. Joel Linton probably should get a game, but he is, he's not as good as those 2 currently. Ricky Puig also, somehow is on a 7.04. He has been playing for the under-23s. Obviously, being the last game of the season, this might be the last time to see a few players. Batista Meyer, I kind of want to shift on in the summer. Amin Gouiri, again, another player who, he's been very good for us the last couple of seasons, but he's not as good as I want him to be. So if we can get a decent amount of money, and I'm talking sort of 50, 60 million pounds for him, Gouiri might be moving on as well. 10 minutes in, Shackleton's picked up a yellow card. Southampton are drawing 1-1 with West Bromwich Albion. So stuff has happened at St Mary's. Things have not just yet happened here, or they have. We're 1-0 down. We're 1-0 down. We're not going to Europe, everybody. Ben Beachy with the goal for Leicester. Oh, seriously? What has happened to our form? We were doing so well, and it's just disappeared. It's just completely disappeared. Panzo with a free kick. Long ball finds David Francis, the Trinidad and Tobago international. He's running straight towards the goal, and Andrada can easily save that. Well, the first half has basically disappeared, hasn't it? It's not been a good first half. Leicester have had 1 shot and scored it. We've had about 6 or 7 and not done a single thing yet. Bor, back to Mori. Now Shackleton crosses it in. David Francis is there. He's put it in the back of the net. But the little buggering linesman lifts his flag up, flags him offside. It's not going to count. How far offside was he? I bet he wasn't. Was it an armpit? It was an armpit. Half-time then, it is 1-0 to Leicester City. We've been the better side, we just can't score a goal. Elsewhere, we're giving them a shouty team talk. Where's your passion, lads? Elsewhere, Southampton are drawing 1-1 still with West Brom. We're just jumping straight in. This is going to be probably a very quick episode, isn't it? Woodman back to Johnny Panzo, just 2 minutes into the second half. On the left, the wonder kid, Marlon Charles, gets round his man. He's going to keep going down that left-hand side. Is he going to cross it? He plays it on the ground to Willock. Willock makes a bit of space for himself. Go for goal, Joe. It finds Santos ball. What a save that is from Andrada. It's going to be a corner. Jean-Pierre is going to be the one to go over to take it. The Brazilian, who, if I'm honest, hasn't been massively impressive. Francis at the back post. Lainez has put the ball into the back of his own net. Diego Lainez has made it 1-1. That goal could guarantee us European football. I can't believe that. Actually, it can't, can it? Because if Southampton beat West Brom, then Southampton will go ahead of us on goal difference. We need to win this game. Right, an hour in. Bohr is coming off because he's playing real bad. 6.4. So Guerri will be coming on. We might also do Francis. I'm not sure. Jean-Pierre coming off as well. For this is something I've never tried. This is definitely something I've never tried. Monasterio just behind the front two. Hold on, the ball's in the back of the net. What's happened? What's happened here? Literally, the highlight starts with the ball in the back of the net. Santos ball was offside. Okay, and then he's going to get subbed. What happened? Jean-Pierre with the ball here. Long ball, everyone was off. Literally everyone. Every single Newcastle player was offside there. Great offside trap from Leicester. Charles has picked up an injury after, I assume, clattering into Lazaro. We've got a corner. Machimori takes it towards the back post. Guerri's there. Joe Willock's just scored a back heel. Joe Willock has just scored a back heel. We are in front against Leicester. That means we might be getting European football. We should be getting European football if it stays this way. Corner comes in. Guerri's head down. Willock back heels into the back of the net. The arrogance of that man. £35 million for a back heel. Final 10 minutes. Southampton are not beating West Brom. So it's looking like it is going to be going our way. We're going to do our final sub. It's going to be Charles off. It is going to be Romain Martin. There you go. He's going to play as a left back for the final 10 minutes. He's not a left back at all. He's an attacking midfielder. Not a lot has happened since the substitutions then. 5 minutes of injury time. There's been a lot happening in this game. 4 goals we've technically scored. We've won the game. Diego Lainez's own goal. Joe Willock's cocky back heel. 2 disallowed goals as well. We've managed to get through to European football. I don't know what stage we go in at the competition though. I'm imagining it's really early on. And I don't... this is probably bad news. This is probably very bad news. So the season finishes then. Liverpool break the 100-point barrier. 101 points. 21 points clear of second place Manchester United. That's just insane. Absolutely insane. If we have a quick look at the proper table, they scored 100 goals, conceded just 27. They are just overpowered. Overpowered. And by that, I mean, in real life, they're also overpowered. They are so good on this game. No one is going to catch them for a number of years, I'm guessing, at this rate. We do finish in 7th place. It doesn't say we've qualified for Europe. So if we go rules, what does this mean? We're in a... What is this? What is this? If no more than 7 teams qualify for Continental Cups. So Europa Cup 2 playoff. What is a Europa... Are we in the Europa Cup 2? Is that a thing that we're in? It does say Everton are in that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if no more than 7. Have we qualified for Europe? I don't know. So Marlon Charles is injured, fair enough. Willock scores his first goal with a back heel. We are one of the few teams, by the way, that have actually made a profit. Literally, us and Leicester. Everybody else in the Premier League made a loss. You get the little news article. We were the second most profit with 30 million. I think we got Leicester got 70 million. Manchester City lost 130 million or something ridiculous. So 30 more million comes into the coffers, 2.1 million as well. It does say on there, the board are delighted that the team have qualified for Euro Cup 2. What is Euro Cup 2? Only 2 teams have ever won it in the past, Standard Liège and Wolves. It's going to be Freiburg or Fenerbahce that are going to win it this year. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know what it means, but that's a European adventure for next season. As this is obviously the final episode of the season, I'm going to go forward a bit, get to the end of season awards, have a quick rundown of those as well, and hopefully we get confirmation of what's going to happen here. Right, 20th of May then, we do have our end of season awards, the overall best 11. The things that I'm interested in is the new players that join the best 11. It is Machimori, has been considered good enough to join. That is it. He's the only one. Okay, fair enough. End of season awards. Fans Player of the Season, Monasterio, Jakobsen and Matthew Mori as the top three. Jean-Pierre with his free kick against Leeds is the goal of the season. We'll have a look at that. Johan Mylard, signing of the season. Nicky Monasterio as young player. Starting 11 there, or team of the season, is our normal starting 11, isn't it? No real differences. Jakobsen, maybe not the central midfielder there, but I guess it was Shackleton and Willock only had half a season. And there's some stats there. God, that's a lot of red cards, isn't it? 3. Longstaff, Mori and Santos Bor. Longstaff, 17 yellow cards, not 11 yellow cards. Monasterio, kind of the standout in pretty much everything with 16 goals as well. As this wasn't on camera, we will show you the Jean-Pierre goal of the season then. I think it was second place goal of the month as well. It wasn't a free kick. What am I talking about? I thought it was a free kick. Maury has the ball, plays it back to Longstaff. Shackleton back to Jean-Pierre. First time rocket into the back of the net against Leeds. Season review, honestly, I think we've done bloody well. I think we were expected to finish top end of the bottom half. Pretty sure I did say I want to finish sort of 7th down to 10th. So I've nailed that, haven't I? 7th place. Club vision for next season or for the coming season. Play attacking football, develop young players, blah, 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 blah. Make the most of set pieces. That's new. We don't do that. Play high tempo passing football or pressing football. So you want gegenpress. Is that what you're saying? That's not good. Work within wage budget, mid-table, blah, 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 blah. All this nonsense. New training and new facilities. Top half finish, top half finish, top half finish. Fair enough. Also, I think I extended my contract fairly recently, so we've got a few more years yet. Newcastle board want me to decide where we're going on our end of season break. We will go to South Africa. Yeah, let's have a trip to South Africa. Here's some big news then. The board set initial wage budget and transfer budget £2.2 million a week, £76.52 million. So they've added about 10 million onto our transfer budget because we had like 65 at the end of last season. Board are going to upgrade it, which I thought we were already doing that, but apparently we're not, so they're finishing it. I don't know whether that is they were designing it and now they've basically gone through that. They're now going to actually do it. Yeah, I think that is probably the case. 14th of January is when I requested it, and now they're actually doing the work. Is there anything else we can do while we're here? Is expanding St James's Park a good idea? I imagine it's probably fairly sizable at the moment, isn't it? Hold on, what are we doing? What are our attendances? Other way. 50, I mean, we're selling out a few times. We're definitely selling out against the bigger sides and Aston Villa. Okay. I'm going to try it. Going to see what they say. Satisfy ticket demand. What do they say? What do they say? It's taken some time. We aren't convinced that our fan base is big enough. It's Newcastle. Your fan base is definitely big enough. You're one of the biggest clubs, if not the biggest club. You are the biggest club in the northeast of England. So let's try. Come on. Come on. They're not going to do it, are they? Okay, fair enough. A few more days have now passed. It's the 26th of May. The FA Cup has just happened. The FA Cup final, Manchester City beating Everton in that one. So, I don't know whether that actually affects us, because I think they said Everton qualified for Europa League 2, possibly down to the fact they got to the FA Cup final. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, here's some more stuff. Directors get paid £8.75 million, £309 million turnover. Financial fair play stuff, because I think we actually we made a profit, because there you go, tax bill. We made a profit of £50 million, so a tax bill of £10.7 million. That's a lot of money. Club membership gets us just over £1 million. Commercial summary then. So, new sponsorship deal. So, it's gone up to 6.5 million. We've lost a bit of money from sponsorship and broadcast, and pretty much everything's gone down apart from prize money because we finished higher in the table. Abdulkadir Omar, Raphael Bor, Santos Bor, that's his name, isn't it? Joe Willock, Guiri, and Joel Linton are the top shirt sellers, which confuses me with Willock and Bor because they only joined in January. And new scouting budget, which we're already doing the biggest package anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. Okay, we're on the 31st of May, and if we have a quick look, the Euro Cup, I believe the Euro Cup 2 has taken place. Freiburg are the victors. Now, can we find out, like, when do things happen? Seedings. I guess it's still too soon, because we want next year's. Can we find out next year's? I'm guessing, because we can't. I honestly don't think we're going to be in this competition, because looking at our league table, it does kind of say Everton are in it. I don't know whether more than one English team qualify for it. Looks like last season no English team qualified for it. How did that work? Right, we are going to end this episode here and this season here. I know it's probably been quite a long episode and a big old wait for this final episode of the season. What we're going to do tomorrow, we are going to start the new season if I can get the episode recorded in time. So, thank you very much for watching this episode in this season of Football Manager with Newcastle United. Tomorrow will be the beginning of Season 6, or Season 4, I think, with Newcastle United. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back tomorrow with more Newcastle United. In the meantime, if you haven't watched it, go watch the Southport stuff. It's good stuff, I promise.